Hi, I'm Jennifer of Celtic Knot Crochet, and in this video I'm going to share with you 10 crochet hacks that you probably haven't seen before. I love to use these hacks all the time because they save me headache and they even save me time so that I can spend more time crocheting and getting my projects done. You'll see that a lot of these hacks use common household items, things that you might already have in your desk, or things that you might already have around the house. You can repurpose them to help you with your crocheting. And if you stay through till the end, I'll give you a bonus hack that shows you how to use something very unique from the dental section of your pharmacy to help you with your crocheting. So let's get started. For this hack, I recommend that you print out your pattern. Now I know if you're like me, you have a lot of patterns on your laptop. They're all digital, and it's great because you can see the photos, you can enlarge them to look at the stitches, and you can also click on all the links to buy your supplies and video tutorials like a lot of my patterns have. But I also recommend that you print out at least a portion of your pattern. I like to make all my patterns in large print, so when you print them out, you can just select the page that has all the stitching on it. You don't have to print out all the photos or the supply list or even the tutorial, unless that helps you. So, as you can see here, I have one of my patterns printed out, and then I like to use a highlighter and a red pen. So by highlighting different sections that repeat, it really helps you understand the stitches and what you need to do each row or each round. And then if there's something that's especially tricky, you can use your red pen to circle anything that you want to stand out or you don't want to forget, especially if it's maybe a 3 or 4 row repeat of a pattern. Sometimes by the end or maybe halfway through, you know what to do. But at the beginning, as you're learning the stitches and how to work the pattern, it's great to use these tools so you don't lose your spot and so you understand what you need to do. For this hack, I like to recommend that you enlarge the pattern. So we talked about printing out just a piece of the pattern that has the stitching on it, all the stitch directions. But now I recommend that you could take, maybe there's a row or the pattern repeat is just 2 or 3 rows and you want to be able to see it better. So you can always print it out landscape and enlarge it. And then you can see all the different directions easier and things just pop out better. Another thing you can do along these lines is you can take the section of the repeat and rewrite it on a card. Just a little index card. I like to use bright colors, and that way you practice having the stitches go through your head while you're writing them, and then you can refer to them easily. I like to put each section on a different line because that way I can follow it better and I don't lose my place that quickly. So this hack also involves pattern reading. Since I help my students a lot with reading patterns, I love this idea. It actually comes from one of my students, Mona, who has taken several of my classes locally, and she came up with a great idea by using little post-it notes. Now she works at a lawyer's office, so she always has the little arrows that say sign here. This one I picked up at the store, and it's just a bunch of brightly colored arrows, and I think they're transparent, which works great. So she just takes one off and puts it on the pattern on the row or the round that she's working on. And as she progresses through the row, she moves this little sticky arrow to where she is. So if she has a repeat and she needs to do it 5 times, she lets the sticky note sit there and crochets away, and then when she needs to look back at the pattern, she moves the sticky note again. It's a great tool to help you not get lost in the pattern and have great results. Thanks, Mona! Here's another pattern reading tip for you for the next hack. I like to use these clear sheet protectors to slide my pattern inside of. So if you take your printout and put it inside the sheet protector, it keeps it from getting all frayed or from ripping. And then what's also neat about this is that you can use a dry erase marker and mark on it where you are. You could cross off the rows that you finish. You could circle things that you don't want to forget. And then you just wipe it down for the next time you make this project. You can also use the sticky notes using this technique as well. For our last pattern reading hack, I like to use something that you probably already have on hand, but it's used for photos. This is an acrylic photo stand or acrylic photo frame, and you can easily slide a printed out pattern 8.5 by 11 inside this. You can pick these up anywhere. It sits very nicely on the table, and then you can see your pattern without having to look down or have it on your lap while you also have your pattern or your project on your lap. This sits nicely next to you. You can still use the dry erase marker for this. You can use the sticky notes. And sometimes what you could even do is, if you don't have one of these that is empty, maybe you have a photo in this, you can borrow it while you're crocheting and use your sheet protector with the pattern and just tape it on with some blue tape or some Scotch tape temporarily so you can see your pattern clearly and reduce the number of mistakes you make. I hope you're enjoying these hacks. I plan on doing more videos like this, but if you like it, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, on to some more hacks. This next hack is to help you with storing your crochet supplies and having them in a place that's easy to take with you wherever you may be crocheting. So I found this great bag that rolls up and unrolls very easily and even has a hook here on top. It's filled with clear zipped up pockets so nothing falls out, and I just love it for all of my crochet notions. You'll find a link to a bag similar to this in the description below. These can be called jewelry travel bags or makeup bags. I love how they zip up, but you can also see everything that's inside. And then when you're ready to move on with your crochet, it just folds up and has a tie that keeps everything secure inside. So this has been a great solution for me so I can find everything quickly and things don't get mixed up inside a small notions bag. You should try it. So for this next hack, it's to help you solve that problem of after you've put down your crochet project and then you pick it up weeks later, you end up forgetting what size hook you used. It was happening to me a lot, and I found I had to spend a lot of time trying to figure out which hook I had been using, and I'd have to experiment and stitch a little and take it out to see if it matched up. So I came up with this idea. If you go to the office supply section and pick up some key tags, these are split ring, but it really doesn't matter what kind of ring is on the end. And you write on them the size hook you were using, and then you just use a stitch marker to attach this key tag to the ending loop of your project. And everything will be all set when you pick it up next time with a label for what size hook you need to use. Problem solved. This next hack is to help you be organized. So if you pick up a bunch of these book rings from your office supply section, they work great for a variety of things, but I like to use them to hold together a bunch of my crochet motifs. And this way they can be in your bag, in your project bag, but all together. So you just open up the book ring, very, very simple, slide on your different motifs, And what I also like to do is add an index card with the name of the pattern, or maybe even the hook size, the yarn, how many more I need to do, how many more I've completed, so I know where I am in the project in case I don't pick it up for several weeks. Close up the book ring, toss it in your bag, and all your motifs stay in one place. This works great. This next hack is to help you with seeing your crochet project better. Now, I was in a class at the Crochet Guild of America a couple years ago, and Susan Lohman had one of these hug lights around her neck, and she used it during class to help her see each student's handwork. So I love that idea, and it works great when you're just crocheting at home. I like to crochet a lot while my family watches a movie, and sometimes a big bright light in the room is hard for everyone else to watch the movie with. So by putting this around my neck and turning on these bright LED lights and shining it right on my project just in my lap helps a lot. It helps you see your stitches better and helps reduce your eye strain, and again, reduce mistakes so your project comes out great. Another thing that I like to use if we're not watching a movie is the OTT light. And you'll see in the description below a link for the OTT light I really like. Those are wonderful lights because they shine with the brightness of sunshine. I know a lot of people like to crochet a lot in the winter time if it gets cold where you live, but that can be hard to see your project because there isn't a lot of natural light because the days are shorter, and if you're crocheting in the evening, it's hard to see. So by using the OTT light or these hug lights, you can see your project much better. And again, the link to these is in the description below. So can you guess what the last hack is? It's to take your crochet outdoors. I love to crochet outside of the house, especially on a beautiful day like today. Remember, you'll have great lighting because you have natural sunlight, so you'll be able to see your stitches well. And it's a proven fact that if you crochet, it reduces your stress and helps your anxiety and helps your overall mental function. And then if you combine that with going outdoors, you'll find that that doubles the peacefulness and the relaxation of crochet. So I encourage you to take your crochet outdoors amongst God's beautiful creation. Okay, so now we've reached the bonus hack that you would find in the dental section of your pharmacy, and that would be these dental floss threaders. Now these are used if you have braces or dentures or a crown or a bridge, something in your mouth that makes it hard to use traditional dental floss. You would use these very fine nylon-like needles, and you would thread the dental floss through these and then use it as you would like a sewing needle and thread through the different areas of your mouth. But these are great for crocheting. They're great for threading beads on, but they're also great for trying to get your yarn through the yarn needle's eye. So all you need to do is take this dental floss threader and put it through the eye of your yarn needle. Then thread the yarn through the floss threader and then pull the blue threader through the yarn needle eye, and you now have threaded your yarn into your yarn needle and you can weave your ends. I know sometimes it can be really hard to get the end of your yarn through the yarn needle, and this just makes it go much quicker. These aren't great for weaving in ends. You could if you had to in a pinch, but I find they are best for threading your yarn needle and for threading on beads. So I hope you liked all these hacks. I hope they make your crochet life easier. Remember, all of the links to each of the items I used are in the description below, so you can find those out there on the internet. And please don't forget to subscribe or add a comment about which hack was your favorite that you want to try using today. Thanks for watching.